Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family. Welcome to Wimbledon Spiritualist Church, where the power of spirit is ever present and we embrace an independent perspective. It's good to see familiar and new faces in our congregation, and we say a big hello to everyone joining us live on YouTube and Facebook. And it gives me great pleasure to welcome our guest medium this morning, Adrian Cobb. After my opening reading, Adrian will give a brief introduction about his work and then open our service in prayer. Morning prayer in the light of sunshine. Divine Spirit of eternal light, as the sun rises and spills its golden grace across the earth, we awaken to this Sunday wrapped in warmth and wonder. Let your love shine upon us like morning light, soft, steady, and full of promise. May each beam that touches our skin remind us of your presence within and around us. Let the angels of peace walk beside us, their wings shimmering with the glow of dawn, guiding our steps with quiet wisdom. Bless this day with clarity and compassion. May our thoughts be bright, our hearts open, and our words gentle as sunlit petals. Let us be bearers of kindness, mirrors of the light you place in every soul. As we move through this day, may we feel the warmth of spirit in every breath and know that even in shadow, your light is never far. Thank you, Adrian.
So good morning, everyone. It's lovely to see you. Thank you all for coming. I'm Adrian. I come from Bognor Regis, sunny Bognor. My interest in the spirit world and in spiritualism was when I was 15. I went to the first spiritualist church, which was quite a long time ago. And this was in Chichester. Lovely lady ran it in a Quakers meeting hall. And then at the age of 15, I got to meet a lovely lady that's on that board called Doris Stokes. And I watched her do a mediumship in Brighton at the Dome, which was really amazing evening. Really opened my eyes to the spirit world. And then I had a very transformational experience when my grandfather died, and I wasn't there when he died, and he was like my second father. And a couple of months after he died, he appeared in his spirit form next to me and put his hand on my shoulder, and that was a very amazing, solid experience. So I've always wanted to allow my natural sensitivity to develop. So that's what I'm doing now. Medium and chiropractor, acupuncturist, amongst other things. I give talks about non-local consciousness, scientific evidence of your personality or true conscious existing beyond the physical death. So I do lots of things. So I'm enjoying this to be with you, first time in Wimbledon, and I'm sure it'll be fun and adventurous. That's what the spirit loves, fun and laughter. It's not enough on the planet, is there, at the moment? So please join me in the opening prayer. Great Spirit, great divinity within everyone, everything, throughout all dimensions, throughout the universes, we ask for your humbling and your love to enter this room. Awaken us to your true nature within us and around us. We invite your ministry of angels, the great enlightened ones, the protectors of the universes, to come and enter this sacred space. We invite the spirit families here today. Come be with these people. Let the spirit animals perhaps that once walked with them come, and their beneficial guides. May we all take a journey this morning, a journey of greater awakening, of touching the light and the love which is in us and around us. May the light that we create radiate throughout this town, throughout the cities and the worlds, bringing great peace and harmony where it's needed, and comfort to those who need. Let us come together now in love and light, and may I be of great service to the spirit world and beyond. Amen.
Thank you, Adrian. Now, please join me to still our minds and open our hearts as we pray for all those people, children, and animals in need of spiritual healing, love and light across the planet, in places of war and conflict, nations affected by natural disasters, everyone involved in rescue operations and foreign aid. our National Health Service and the selfless doctors and nurses who work tirelessly for our well-being. We pray for peace in our time and the abolition of atrocities and violence, and we thank the power of the Holy Spirit for giving us strength and hope in times of doubt and despair. We include at this time the following names from our church healing list: Grant, Elizabeth, Joanne, Kareem, Leah, Zoe, James, Chris, Jenny, Zoe, Keisha, June, Ashanti, Kyla, Chrissy, Pollyanna, Anne Hopkins, June Malkin, Lee Oswald, Ivy Salvage, Jenny and Carol Burgess, Mary Thatcher, Michael Childs, Millie, Clara, Fee, Nicholas, Ruby, Pat Keane, Jeff Williams, Michelle Scott, Chris, Fabrice, Emily Rose, Alex, Fiona, John C., John and Jean, Harvey the dog, Rosemary, Sandrine, and Aunt Joan. We now move our attention into the healing silence, to be followed by the serenity prayer, which we will say together. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Terry, can I please ask you to take the offertory in church, and anyone wishing to make a free will donation may do so on the following link, which is also listed on the Wimbledon Spiritualist Church Facebook pages: www.paypal.com/LADPROMS. That's www.paypal.com/paypalme/LADPROMS. Thank you, Terry. Adrian's reading this morning will be followed by his address. Thank you, Adrian.
Good morning again. This book I haven't looked at for a long time. And if I was on a desert island and I only had 3 books to take, this would be one of them. And it's called A Year with Rumi. And it's daily readings by a translator, Coleman Barks. I think he was American. Now, those who don't know who Rumi was, he was a Persian mystic. He was born in 1207. He died in 1273. And he was identified very young as a very wise person. His father was a preacher, if you like, of the time. And his father died quite young, I believe, and they asked Rumi to take over. In the end, he had students come and travel wide and far to come and meet him and listen to him. And I think in the end, he had over 10,000 students, which is a lot of people for that era. This is in Persia. Persia at that time was a great time of awakening, of spiritual understanding. Anyway, the last 20 years of Rumi's life, his students asked him if things could be written down, things that he talked about. So he said, sure, yeah, you can do that. So Rumi evidently would just wander around, and they got this scribe, somebody to write down when he would say something wise. So he might be getting some water from the well, and suddenly he would come out with some wonderful prose or poem, and they'd quickly write it down. And there's quite a lot of works written about Rumi, and this is a collected group of his poems and prose. Now, those who haven't written or haven't, read Rumi, Rumi gets you thinking, and sometimes you have to read it a few times to kind of get what he's talking about. But the idea is to expand our mind beyond our understanding at the moment, because everything we understand has only got us here today on this seat. And for us to awaken more, we need to let go of some of what we understand to embrace something new. So this is a very short poem called A Tender Agony of Parting. This is what Rumi says. He says, a craftsman pulled a reed from the reed bed, cut holes in it, and called it a human being. Since then, it has been wailing, a tender agony of parting, never mentioning the skill that gave it life as a flute. Now, I'll read that again. It's quite short, and I'll try and explain what I think Rumi's talking about. A craftsman pulled a reed from the reed bed, cut holes in it, and called it a human being. Since then, it has been wailing a tender agony of parting, never mentioning the skill that gave it life as a flute. The craftsman being the great divinity, or the great creator of all things, which we have to understand is both within us and around us. It's so easy to just see the Great Spirit beyond us and not within us. And it's interesting that Rumi says, since then, it has been wailing a tender agony of parting. Now, we've got two choices. I guess because you're here, you've chosen the second choice in understanding of our life. The first choice is everything's random. We just happen to arrive on the planet, and we live a few decades, and then we die, and then we become manure for the earth. That's the first belief system. Second one is that everything actually is, there is an intelligence that runs the universe. An intelligence then that meant that the many things that we do is for a reason. It's not random. And I guess you're all here for that reason. What that means is that our consciousness, our spirit goes on beyond our physical brain and body. And I think there's a lot of scientific evidence now to prove that. And that's what I talk about. And I haven't got time to talk about it today. But one of the things that I think is overwhelming now, scientifically as proven, is that of reincarnation. Virginia University has done over 40 years. Professor Jim Tucker and Dr. Ian Stevenson spent over 40 years interviewing children between the ages of 3 and 8 that can remember their past lives in incredible detail. This is just not an itinerary of their remembrances. It's a full investigation. Sometimes they actually they know who they were. They can find the autopsy results of how they died, often died in traumatic circumstances. And I think the information is overwhelming. They collected 2,500 cases that they update, and they're worth looking at. So the thing is, if we keep coming back, and I believe most of us have been here, I've been lucky enough to remember quite a few of my past lives. And often I believe when we remember these, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of you have had insights of that, is often because we have things to resolve from those past lives, a learning to be made. Now, I do understand also there are some people that are only here the once and they won't be coming back. And I have met 2 people that I'm aware of that won't be coming back. But for most of us, I believe we've been here a long, long time. So many, many lifetimes, way beyond hundreds, perhaps thousands. And so the question is, why do we keep coming back? And what's the point? Why do we keep coming back? Well, as Rumi said here, a wailing, since then it has been wailing, that's us, a tender agony of parting. So we had a veil of forgetfulness put over us for most of us before we arrived. So we turn up on this planet and we don't know why, and then we begin to have some insight that perhaps we're more than our physical body. And so that wailing inside is a dysfunction, if you like. It's a dis-ease inside of us that is calling us to find our true nature, our true spiritual nature, which connects with everything and everyone. I think one of the fundamental things that we're here to remember is that there is no separation. And if we could understand that, life would change so much. I was shown by one of my guides once that we're like beams of light from the sun. And each of us are a unique beam of light. You know those days when it's cloudy and suddenly a little hole opens in the cloud and you see this wonderful beam of light come from the sun? Well, we're like a beam of light. Each one unique, each one different frequency. But nonetheless, that beam is actually part of the great sun. So in effect, we are all connected. Whether we like our neighbours or not, they are our brothers and sisters. And so part of us, our awakening down here, I believe, is to understand that we are as one with everything and everyone. Now, the problem is we tend to cut things up into small things. I'm a man, I come from England, my name is Adrian, so we limit everything. And we tend to rely on what we see, even though quantum physics tells us it isn't as it really appears. Everything seems solid, but it's not really as solid as we think. So the science is catching up with many adepts and spiritual awakened people that have come to say that, in fact, things aren't as we perceive them. Now, on our spiritual journey, one of our first understandings then is that we are a spiritual being. That's perhaps our first step to awakening. My understanding is we're here to fully awaken to our true nature. What is our true nature? Well, unless you become enlightened, I guess it's hard to explain that. And there's not many people I've met that are enlightened. But we do have an incredible diamond of light, of love. And I feel that we are absolutely unconditional love at our true essence. And so one of the next steps to begin to work into our action of our life is loving kindness, because we begin to, in action, reveal what we are inside. Now, I also believe we need a spiritual practice. And ideally, this would be done in the morning and the evening. This might be simple prayers like we did this morning. It can be bringing light into ourselves, because we need to be kind to ourselves first before we can share light to others. So we could sit in a meditative state in the morning, bringing this wonderful light, creating a lovely sacred space, inviting our guides to come and be with us, and then imagining that light being sent out to those that are in need, like we did today. What is that? That's showing loving kindness, and that's the second step towards awakening. The third step is compassion, which actually goes beyond loving kindness. Compassion is starting to become absolute unconditionally loving. Now, we all often think we are being unconditionally loving, but if I gave you the analogy that somebody was in tears and we had a wonderful silk white handkerchief, and it even had our initial on it, and we get the handkerchief out and so, dry your tears, my love, and we give them the handkerchief. Even if it was only 1%, there would be some expectation that we were going to get that handkerchief back. So it wasn't fully unconditional. And so in many ways, we often think we're unconditional. A great example is husband and wife going off in the morning, and husband says, I love you, as he goes off to work, but he's waiting for wife to say, I love you too. And if she doesn't, he'll be cross as he's walking down the road. She didn't say, I love you this morning. That wasn't very unconditional. So working with greater compassion is the third step to awakening. The fourth step is joy, is beginning to feel the joy of the light inside of us and sharing that and being joyful for others. If somebody gets a promotion in the office and we don't, rather than being perhaps upset or resentful, be overwhelmingly joyful for them that they've created something new for themselves. And allowing that joy and bliss to radiate up from us, because you see, we've covered everything up with wallpaper. That wonderful diamond inside of ourselves has been covered up. And we're almost scared to reveal it in case we get hurt, but it's unable to be hurt by anything on the planet. That is our true nature. And that is what will go into the other spirit worlds, our true personality. The personality we've got at the moment is only a very small part of who we really are. And so we have to let go often of what we've become to allow our true self to come out. One of the fundamental restrictions on the spiritual path to awakening is what we call the fixed personality self. And what that is is that we start identifying too strongly with who and what we think we are at the moment. Again, I could consider I'm British, and it means a lot to me that I'm British. Well, actually, you're British in this play that you're playing at the moment, this play of life. But in the past, you may have been in the Indian culture, you may have been Chinese, Japanese. So what we cling on to can really restrict us. We may have certain strong beliefs about how the spirit world is. Well, that's an insight, but it's not going to be the complete picture because we haven't fully awakened and embedded ourselves in our true consciousness, which is all-knowing. So we have to constantly be prepared to have what they call spiritual death, to let go of that which we know, to awaken to something greater. And the final step, they say, is equanimity, the word equanimity, which is quite hard to understand. Equanimity means that we're in a state of perfect peace regardless of our circumstances. We could have just been in a car accident. We could have just been attacked. But within inside ourselves, as I say, that cannot be affected. And so it's finding that perfect peace and also being able to share that perfect peace with everyone and everything without conditions and without judgment. Once we get to that stage, we really are starting to be on the outside what we are in the inside. And for me, this is part of our spiritual journey, to uncover that and not be afraid to show greater loving kindness, greater gratitude for what we have, and also looking for delight in the day. These are simple, practical things we can do. The psychologists say that there's part of us, which is fight and flight response, which tends to focus on the negative emotions, negative things. For example, let's just imagine this hall was freshly painted. And as we walked in, it had lovely colours, and we walk in, we're looking at it thinking, oh, that's nice. And we notice there's a tiny crack in the ceiling in the corner of the room. Guess where we focus on? The tiny crack in the corner of the room. If you go on holidays, say you have 5 holidays, 4 holidays are amazing. They're lovely and sunny. You met incredible people, lovely food. You felt fantastic when you come back. On the 5th holiday, your flight was delayed, you get to day 3, it's been raining for 3 days, you're in the Mediterranean, it should be sunny, you get ill on the last day, your flight's delayed, you get home, feel terrible. Guess which holiday you remember out of those 5 holidays? So the psychologists say we do that because we're constantly looking for a tiger to jump out and attack us, and it goes back in our ancient times. I think it's more than that. I think this is a consequence of the way we've been brought up, the things we understand, and also the experiences we've had in our past existences. And so it's so important for us in the day to remind ourselves of the gratitude we have. It might just be we've been able to afford to buy a cup of coffee, or we're grateful for that person who smiled and said hello. In fact, the psychologists did a study where they got people to write down gratitude at the end of their day. They could write down 5 things, which is another great thing to do. You write down 5 things that's happened in your day. They got another group of people to write down all the upsets they've had in their day. And they got another group of people just to write about their day. At the end of the 2 weeks, they found the people that wrote down about their gratitude every night were much happier and more joyful than they had when they started the experience, where the other 2 groups weren't improved at all. So the more we focus on growth and on gratitude and loving kindness, the more we share that, the greater and happier we're going to be, the more we're going to step towards perfect peace and what they call equanimity. And in that, we will be completely awakened to our true nature. And everyone around you will feel that, and they will feel love just by being in your presence. And that, I believe, is why we're here on the earth. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adrian, and plenty of food for thought there. So let us take a moment to reflect on those words before Adrian demonstrates his mediumship. I would ask that if a spirit communicator is drawn to you with a message, church members, please respond with a clear yes or no to the statement, or if in doubt, just say, I'm not sure, and Adrian can then ask spirit for further clarification. It's important for him to hear your voice, as that is the conduit of the energy which spirit need to make a strong connection. And please can I ask church message recipients to speak clearly into the hand-held microphone. Thank you, Julian. Would you stand a little bit to the right, please, so we get you more.
A little bit to the right, sorry.
Yes. That's
Okay,
it.
how's that?
Just about right, yes. That's it.
Thank you. Back again. Yeah, if I come to you today, just answer me briefly and honestly. And if you're not certain, say I'm not certain. Sometimes I try and go direct to the person, but sometimes my sat-nav's off a little bit. Now, I ought to say also, sometimes people come back that you've perhaps fallen out with. Now, they come back out of love. Everyone's coming back out of love. But they often come back because they've had life reviews and they realize perhaps their behavior wasn't so good. And often they come back to apologize. So please don't run off today. At least hear their apology, even if you don't want to talk to them, okay? That does happen occasionally. Now, I see looking for spirit world around you, objectively, and also around me. And we're inviting your friends and family to come now. That I'm asking them to bring their memories as you knew them on the earth. But you have to understand they've moved into the spirit world. So they've got a greater understanding of who and what they are now, even if they didn't believe in the spirit world. So I'm also asking to find out what they're getting up to, who they're with, and what they want to share with you as well. I can feel a number of different families gathering close. And also some animals as well. So we're just going to go with, we won't start with the animals, we'll start with the humans. Let's see where we go. Okay, so yeah, I've got a gentleman here, very strong character, feels very strong, and that physically, very strong personality as well. A very matter of fact gentleman, very black and white about life. And he's walking down here and he's coming towards the end. So I think I'm going to the gentleman towards the back here on the left-hand side. Hello there, with the jumpsuit on. Hiya. Hiya. I believe I think I'm with you because he headed down your way.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hey, I think it's your father's in the spirit world.
Yes, thank you.
And he was quite a character in that he was just, can I say, he's quite a tough man, you know, in terms of his inner confidence, shall we say.
He was, yes.
Man. And I think physically a tough lad as well, you know. I feel when he was young, he wouldn't stand no nonsense, if you understand.
He wouldn't actually, no.
No. And if somebody was, shall we say, rude to him, being physically aggressive to him, you'd be quite happy to front up to him and say, move away, otherwise you're going to get knocked out. Ish.
He would do that. I don't think he'd probably make knocking him out.
No.
Just do it. No, but seriously, that was a Leo, wasn't he?
He wasn't an aggressive man.
No, he wasn't.
But he was very innately confident. And I feel, I don't know, I'm not quite sure what you said, but because I'm listening to him, but I know physically he wasn't a very big man, but very strong internally and for his size externally.
Yes.
And I know he did a very physical job.
He did, yeah.
He's just put a load of dirt on his arms and he had to get dirty to earn a living. But he was a grafter, you know, and he's showing me I'm outside and it's really wet and it's windy and he's just getting on with it and he didn't care. He just got through whatever the weather. Yeah. Even when he was sick, he said he would still get out of bed and go to work. It's true, isn't it? Okay. And I'm coughing away now because I've got like a chest infection or something, because he would often go out that poorly, because for him it's so important to get the bread on the table and money on the table.
He was a grafter. I won't feed you so much, but it wasn't much shadow. I think it's symbolic because he'd go in all weathers and work and work and work.
Yes, that's right. So you'd understand that. And also
thank you,
also, I know he was very, I said about being protective, very protective for his family, and family was important to him.
He was actually, yeah.
And he, I also feel he's shown me a more caring side to him, where he could, be very strong, but also sympathetic as well and considerate. So he's shown me that he wasn't all gusts and bravo. He would listen. With his and he's really, this is to do with, I believe, your mum, his relationship with his mum.
Well, to a degree, yeah. So it wasn't violent, nothing, but you know, till dust starts past. I know.
Yeah, there could be an up and down with him.
Thank you.
But I feel it is a soft spot for you, and I know that he's very much bringing that love to you now as a father. But also, he's talking about ups and downs, saying you've had a few ups and downs lately. He said, "Oh dear," he's saying you've really gone through it. He said, "I'll walk with you in and out." I won't go into it, but like medical things as well. You're just really struggling. He said, I've gone in and out with you with the, I feel like where he's taken me, it's not just like doctors into hospitals where you've had to go and see somebody medically. He's saying, I've been with you just trying to lift you up because you're getting a bit fed up with it. It's gone on for a while. So this makes sense to you.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And he said, he's really got fed up with it and you want to get it sorted. He said, couldn't he say, he could swear, couldn't he? Because he said, couldn't he say?
He swear a lot, but he could do.
Yeah, because I nearly swore then. And he, and I'm not a swearer, but I know he, just to emphasize, we've got to sort this out, son. This is really affecting you. You're getting tired and upset over this. So be more pushy for this. Get this sorted out. It's like delays, he's saying. You understand this?
Yeah, I'm not being rude. I can't ask me, so can you just ask when he had some offshore accounts? What happened to them? That's a fact. They got stitched up. No, sorry, Dad. He did, but that's my personal show. He did actually have them.
So you understand what he's saying?
It's been out in there.
It's really just to for him to confirm that he's around you. He's been around you when you've been poorly, and he's trying to really give you a bit of upliftment here to say, look, you know, there's been some ups and downs, but you're still here, you're still fighting.
Thank you, yeah.
And you're still going to get more out of your life. That's what he's trying to say.
That's good to hear.
So he's reassuring you that it will get easier. That's what he wants to say with it.
Thanks very much.
So I will move on because I know we're short on time, but I asked your dear Dad to stay with you. And we'll see if we can move on to somebody else. Okay.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
He just really wants to let you know his love for you. I know he wasn't very demonstrative. He didn't show a huge amount of love when he was down here, but he's showing that from the spirit world now. He's bringing that all back to you now to say, look, I really love you, son. I should have said it more, but I really love you and I'm with you and I want to help you. So you can invite him to when you're feeling down and you'll feel a bit more up, you see, a bit more uplifted. So let's just ask him to stay with you for the rest of this service, and we'll see if we can move on somewhere else. Okay. Thank you. So I did see this dog come in earlier, and I know he used to have a tiny little dog. Looked to me a bit like what are they called?
Sausage dog.
No, I think I've moved on. It's not a sausage dog, not a Dachshund. This is more like a
German Shepherd.
Tiny small dog. Oh gee. Yeah, come to a little Scotty, you know, like a little Scotty type thing with a floppy ears, small. And it was down here, actually, down here. So I wonder if it's with Ivor, because I did meet Ivor today. Ivor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I think I have moved on now. I'm not sure it's with you. I saw a little dog. He looks a bit like, what did I say, a Scotty? You know, a little small dog anyway. Floppy ears, came along and he was limping with his back leg. So I know he had trouble with his leg towards the end. Would that be connected with you, a little dog like that?
Known as Scotty dog, have we?
I'm not sure if it's Scotty, but it's a small dog like that.
Scotty dog.
Yeah.
Small dog like that. That be connected to any of you down here? No? Say no if not. No. Because I just saw that dog right at the beginning, came in and it started lifting his back leg up like it had a bad leg. And it came in at the beginning, and it was just by you, but you don't remember that, no?
We do attract them, don't we?
Okay. Oh, well, it looked darker colour to me. You understand that? West. Okay. Okay, we're with you. Sorry, I knew it started here. We've gone over there, not far away. So the dog comes. That's interesting. It was the leg that was important. And he had a bad leg and he was up around with his leg. Yeah, and I thought he'd had it quite a long time. Good. I couldn't recognize the breed. I've seen it, but I didn't know what it was called. So I'm going to honour the dog before we move in, but there's a lady coming in with him. But the dog came in because I asked if there were any animals, so the dog came in. So would you remember lease the dog to your friend? You said it was your friend's dog, yes?
Yeah, he had a bad leg. He had lots of like therapy. And I used to go with my friends and he used to go swimming.
Okay, so you've got a nice relationship with it.
I had to look, yeah.
We'd understand this dog hasn't got that disability now. It's fine, but it just showed me the memory of the dog just because I asked if there are any dogs here. So it's brought this lovely dog in, but there is a lady that comes with this dog, which I know is your family, and this is the connection.
Okay.
The dog was bringing in one of your family members. A lady comes, very, she feels incredible energy, this lady. So I know she was a sort of character when she came into the room. She was sort of lighting up the room. You know, she had some people just have the strong energy about them when they come into the room.
Okay.
So I feel she was a strong lady, this lady, and it would be easy to say it was your mum. But I don't feel it's quite your mum, but it's a lady you were close to. You'd understand you had that sort of relationship. And I do wonder, it feels a bit more distant, you see, than that. And I'd love to say it was your auntie, but it doesn't even feel like auntie, so it might be an in-law. Do you understand that? A lady, and she was a big character. I felt a character was, she's just very giving in her nature, very, but quite strong presence. She didn't even have to speak. You just would feel this sort of warmth and strength around her.
Okay.
Would you understand that, lady?
Um,
Let's just see. I'm pushing the thought away from as mother, but let's just see. I feel also when she passed, we're going into. She wasn't that old when she passed. What does that mean? I'm getting older. I feel that late, maybe 60, around that time, 62 years of age, she passed. It feels to me like an in-law, somebody like that. Do you understand that? Not sure.
not sure. No.
Okay. She's. I do wonder also. I'm going into a like a shop environment, and she's got a pinny on. So I feel that she worked in like not necessarily a greengrocers, but in a shop, and she was working in a shop environment. This lady.
Okay.
That makes sense. And I also feel that this would be both inside and out. So this is making, so she's in the kitchen as well with this pinny on, working. I know that she had a lot of children as well with her. There's a lot of family there, brothers, sisters, that she's looking after us as well. Would you understand this?
I can't think, no.
Okay. Well, I'm sure it is with you. So we'll just stick with it. If it doesn't work, we'll move on. Okay. Nobody else understands that description of that lady. I felt it felt to me like more of an in-law, but that's like a mother-in-law, sister-in-law, somebody like that. You don't understand that. And I know, let's go back to what she was good at. I know she was very good at preparing food. She would be very much a center of occasions, family occasions coming in. She would prepare for. We'd have family gatherings with family coming around. You'd understand that with this lady? No?
No.
Okay. That's interesting, isn't it?
I hope I don't on the way home, but no.
Sorry?
I said, I hope I don't remember on the way home.
That's right. I'm throwing a lot of information. Have a think about that, but you'd understand the dog because the dog's very much with you. And this lady came in. I do see some sort of resemblance, but it's as if you should know her, but she's not close. So let's just try once more then. Okay. Who are you? Let's see the. Yeah, I'm getting the feeling I'm getting with this lady is that she was married to. She wasn't. So it's either be your husband's sister, or it's something like that. It's not an obvious connection. This lady, but
they're all still alive.
So I've got this lady here that's somehow connected that way. It's not your family, but and she's a lady that will put on parties. There would be lots of gatherings. She'd be the center of it, organizing it. She'd take me to group parties, and she'd be bringing more than one family together. Did you not attend things like that?
That is possible. If it was him, he's one of 6, so lots of children.
Lots of children, right? That's the person we're going
his
to.
nan, who I never knew, she used to spoil
all that. Okay, so that's where we're getting the kind of like a mother. Okay, so that's I think where we're going with this lady. I'm sorry, it's not so obvious, and you didn't know her that well.
No.
Okay. Well, I've also got another gentleman that comes here now with a younger man. He presents as younger man that passed. and he looks quite young, like maybe in his 20s, 18, 20s.
Yes, I can
And
take that.
you understand that?
Yeah.
Is this to do with son? Is this your son?
My son.
Yes, that's right. So she brings your son. Sorry, I know it took a while to get there, but she wasn't going to move away until you understood who she is. And she's brought your son here, and your son comes really a good-looking boy. I have to say, he's got a lovely smile with him, isn't he? And he was quite a cheeky chappy, wasn't he? Because he's come in like this. He's like, I'm coming here to see my mum. Hello, everyone. You know, he's quite confident lad. He's been very confident here, and it's the love that he came through my heart to your heart was just magnificent. It's like, I've come here to see my mum, and it's like this love coming through.
Thank you.
And I know you had he's chatting away, showing me. Remember, you would talk really well, and you would get on well. Mum and son was a good relationship, he's saying.
Yes.
And we were good buddies, not just mum and son. So he's coming back to say, you know, he hasn't stopped talking. He used to talk a lot, didn't he? And often about all sorts of things. He was a good communicator, wasn't he? Young lad.
Yeah.
And he's chatting away, and it's like he hasn't stopped talking since his past, you know. And he's the sort of lad that he just had a lovely. I like his manner because he's very friendly. He's come in like he's embraced me as a friend immediately.
Yes.
Even though we've never met, but he wants to very much. Obviously, I feel he's come through before. He's come through before.
Yes,
he's saying
yeah,
we've had chats like this before, but he's still saying the same thing. He's here to comfort you and to let you know all is well. And Mum, you've really put it back together. You know, your life. He's saying he's watched how you've cried, you know, and cried, but you've been able to get your life back on since he's passed, and he's so pleased that you're starting to enjoy life again. Is his message, and that you really we're never apart, he's saying. And he's done that because I know what he means is that his spirit has always connected you because you love each other, you see. So he's always there. He can feel what goes on with you. And he's just so pleased you're starting to find contentment in your life. And you're also opening up doors that you wouldn't have opened if you hadn't passed. This is what he's saying. He said, that, you know, you're starting to understand your nature by his passing. And he's so pleased for that. So there is goodness in things that seem such travesty. He's saying. So he wants to honor that with you as well, that look how far you've come spiritually, not just emotionally as well. You're understanding your nature, and that's what he's coming to remind you and to encourage that walk. He said it's not always easy. I know he wasn't particularly a spiritual person, but he's now speaking in a spiritual way that it's not easy. But if you keep going, you're going to find greater enjoyment, greater joy in yourself. And he's just encouraging you to keep doing that, not to keep doubting yourself. He said you can be very you keep doubting yourself and your abilities. True, isn't it? And he's saying you keep doubting and doubting. I can hear those doubts. They're like big clouds come out of your mind, and he tries and pushes them away. So please don't doubt yourself. Just honor your nature. Do that. And just love the way I receive love from you.
Thank you.
His words. So ask your dear son and the lady that you didn't know well to stay, and also that lovely dog. And we'll move on. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, we got there in the end. I didn't mention that, but we get the most strange people come through sometimes. It's like the neighbour down the road. That you only spoke twice in 20 years. They pop in. So you have to kind of think a bit sometimes.
We got there. Thank you.
Okay, let's. I don't know why, but I got this a younger man, but older than 18. He presents here. I'm only going from how he looks, and he stands behind me. But I get the feeling he either played music or he used to like to sing. And I know he wasn't that old when he passed, perhaps 40, maybe a little bit younger. He. It'd be easy to say he's an intelligent man, but he was clever. But a lot of the cleverness was self-taught. I felt he self-taught a lot of stuff. He liked to learn stuff on his own, as well as obviously there'd be education. But I felt he was self-taught. But the music seemed to be interesting. He loved listening to music, and I felt he would sing, not necessarily professionally, but I felt he had quite a good voice on him, and he was, I don't know, somehow his voice was soothing as well. A young man around that sort of age, late 30s, early 40s. And I'm getting pulled straight to this lady here. Hello there. You'd understand that. And you'd understand his nature of wanting to always look into different things for himself.
Yeah. Yeah, it was my uncle.
Oh, you
He
should.
died when he was young, rock climbing, and he was in a jazz band.
Yes, don't tell me too much.
Oh.
All right, because you're spoiling all the information I was going to tell you. Anyway, I can tell you it's your uncle, and he used to be in a jazz band. And but thank you. Yes, I knew I was with you. But he's a lovely, warm character, definitely. But somebody quite intriguing me with his mind as he brings his mind, because he used to like to go off and figure things out himself. And the music he self-taught. I don't believe he had any lessons. I don't even know about that, but he self-taught himself the music, and he really loved music. And there was always music going on in his house. You know, he always had music rather than television, and he would sing, wouldn't he? He would sing, and I felt he had a good voice as well. And he just a very caring, loving individual who just didn't have. I get the feeling he didn't have a care in the world. You know, because for him that was everything. And he's telling me, he said, you are a terrible worrier, evidently, he's saying. And he said, you worry about everything. It's true, yeah. And he's not going to give you anything personally because he knows we're in public. So please don't worry. But he's saying, please don't worry. Look, take a chip off of my book. Yeah. Did I worry? No, Uncle didn't worry. He just found the joy in life, and he's encouraging you to do that, to just when you find yourself worrying, just look at the sun or something.
Yeah.
Just try and get your mind out of it. It's like a habit, you know. And he's saying, don't worry. That's your dear uncle. And I'm just asking if anyone else wishes to come in. But they would it be Alan? Somebody called Alan that begins with an A. I just heard the name Alan connected, or yeah, so that but go back to your uncle. I felt you knew him. He shows me the memory of you when you were very young. So I know he was around you, and you got to know him. And he was quite playful with you, wasn't he? Because he was barking around with you, and you have lovely fond memories of playing. And he would get you singing, and he used to think you had a reasonable voice as well. I don't know if you do sing, but he used to like you trying to sing, and he always had this in his mind, an image of you know, you two singing together and playing. But obviously his life ended quicker than expected. So he just wants to bring that memory to you as well, and really just a reassurance that you really don't have to worry. Yeah. We waste a lot of energy with worrying. And then concerns. I don't know if I'm not predicting the future here, but I don't know if this has happened or about to happen, but somehow there's going to be a small amount of money coming to you, because there's been concerns about money recently. And I don't know if it has already, but there's going to be a small amount of money coming to you, which should be a nice surprise. So really enjoy that. Does that make sense to you?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but just see that. He's just shown me a little pot of money, and it's been handed to you. So I feel there's some kind of gift coming to you, which is going to be lovely, and it's going to just lift you, and then it'll remind you of your uncle, and he'll go, see, told you. And he was almost like a magician, because he used to play fun tricks with you as well, didn't he? 'Cause he didn't like being a magician then. And so he's just bringing that lovely warmth to you with the uncle. And who else comes? There's somebody in the background, and they're really shy. They don't want to. It's like they want to come through. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I've got another man here. I'm not sure it's with you, and he's sort of walking back and forth, and it's like he doesn't quite know how to communicate. So I wonder if he's not been through before. Again, quite a young man. I would say late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
You'd understand that?
Yeah.
And he passed, and I feel it was like, we could say it was kind of like an accident.
Yeah.
If you understand.
Yeah.
And so there's a degree of uncertainty, embarrassment almost about that passing on his side. Would you understand that?
Very much so.
And he's so sorry for the hurt he caused and the upset he caused. But he's saying, I was trying to get my head around it on the other side. But he was just really all at loss, all at sea. You understand this? I'm sorry, I don't want to upset. But he was all lost and all at sea, and he couldn't see any clear way forward. And he said, and so I've had to look at it, and you can see my hesitation. I had to sort of look at it, and in the end, I didn't know what else could be done.
Yeah.
And so I have to say, with him, there's a lovely elderly gentleman who's come with him. So he has got his family around him. I believe it's his grandfather. You'd understand this man, and he had a closeness with the grandfather. And I feel it's the grandfather that's kind of shepherded him at the moment, and just helping to understand his life a bit more. It's like he is having life reviews in different ways, so you can understand that perhaps there have been other ways he could have lived and other ways he could have dealt with this situation.
Yeah.
But he wants to reassure you that he's fine and he's happy, and that he's finding contentment, which he couldn't find. He found very difficult to find while he was here. It's like his mind was overworking all the time, and other people would have been able to have seen clearly, but he couldn't. You see, he's saying how he was very. I love that word, discombobulated.
Yeah.
He was discombobulated, and so he couldn't see rationally and clearly. So he's saying, forgive me, but understand my pain, and understand that my pain is lifting, and that he brings a great love to you all, to say that I really do love you all. It wasn't through anything other than my uncertainty and not understanding life is why.
Yeah.
Did you understand that?
Yeah,
And there is a lovely smile now. He was all down and because he was showing me what he was like towards the end, but now he's really light, and he's so pleased he could express what he was feeling, because he couldn't tell anyone at the time. And he's expressing that now to say, I really do love you all, and you include all the family. Because as he says that, it's a lovely wave of love to your family as well. So, and the happiness is coming into him. It's like he's getting waves of happiness that are always there, but he couldn't see. And somehow this dear elderly man, his grandfather, I believe, is helping him with that. It's one of his family, and I feel it is like grandfather, not great grandfather, but he feels very old and wise. This chap who's just showing him to love again, to love himself again in the spirit world. So I asked them to stay with you for the rest of the evening. How we go for the rest of the afternoon? Sorry, we're good for time. So does that make sense to you, man?
Yeah, thank you.
Do you understand that message?
Yes, I do.
In a cryptic way for you. Thank you, and I ask them to stay with you. Thank you. Let's see who else comes. Got this lady coming in, and she's kicking her legs up like the old can, and I'm getting thrown over that way towards the end, possibly to that lady with the lovely dress on. Hello there. At the back. Yes, hi. I've got a lady, she's such a character, and I'm going into the war here, and I feel that the war's ending, and she's got her legs up in the air, kicking her way outside, oh, the okie dokie, all that. And I feel we're with you and with your family, and I do feel it is I believe it's your mother. But as I said, I'm getting lots of other family coming in. So I know you've got a lot of people in the spirit world, haven't
Yes,
you?
big family.
You'd understand those war years, the family coming together, she's saying. We really stuck together in that war, and we managed to get through it, but it was such an elation. And I don't know if you remember them talking about the VE Day party, the ending of that. But your mum was like, literally, I could see her tights in her dress pulled up. I think she could be quite a laugh when she was younger. She liked to party, didn't she? Yes.
Well, I think it sounds more like my nan rather than my mum.
Right.
And she was only a small child in the war.
She feels very motherly, you see.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So maybe, yes, it's your grandmother then. But you'd understand this whole personality of kicking up the legs. And they must have spoken about it, because I felt she'd talk about this a lot, and about how the family stuck together and how it's so important family is to stick together. Yes. It's like she's saying this over and over again in my ear, so I'm getting bored with hearing it. Just so I can tell you that, family is so important to stick together, and she really worked hard to do that. And when she says that, I feel the family lived very close to each other.
But they did in walking distance.
Yes, you just took the words out of mine. They could walk to each other's homes, and she said so. And that stayed like that for a very long time before family started moving away. Like nowadays, lots of family are in lots of different places, and often in different worlds, different countries, but with your family, stay very close together. And in fact, she's talking about the two lads working together. So they, I feel that would that be. She just showed me father and son work together in the business as well. Do you
Yeah, they were all dockers together.
Ah, right, yes, because I see the two of
London
them going off
docks.
to work together. So they used to work together, right? Thank you. And what else would you like to say? Is this lovely party atmosphere she's bringing, like a real upliftment, and as if the party should never have end. It should never end, and there seems to be a real encouragement from your dear Nan to encourage a sense of party and an upliftment in you at the
Yes.
moment. It's like you could really do with an ease up, you see.
Thank you.
So if you want to come and do the can
Mhm.
down the front here,
Yep.
we can all join in. And so she's really she's a lovely character, because I feel she would have got everyone involved and everyone uplifted, and she never liked to see somebody with a sad face. And she just seemed to be the real matriarch of the family.
Yes,
this
she
lady.
was.
You know,
Yes.
she brought everyone round, and I know she wasn't a particularly big lady, but as she's showing me sons, boys, lads around her, much bigger than her, but she used to sort them out. She could have quite a tough way with her as well. And I feel that you'd understand this from either, if you weren't there, from tales from family, that
Yes.
your Nan could be quite a strong character.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Quite a don't mix with me type
Mhm.
character as well. So that's her upliftment really for today for
Thank
you.
you.
To just say, yeah, you don't have to be dancing, but to have a little sing,
Mhm.
she's saying. And I think she used to love singing along with the old songs.
Yeah, they used to
And she
sing
used to
around the
play
piano.
The
in
old,
pub.
yes,
Mm.
because I'm now, she's telling me there's another memory of her singing with the songs, and she'd love to sing away and try and get everyone to join in. And she just wants you to try and do that, to sing to yourself. You like a tune. I feel that she'd be the sort of one that she'd love certain tunes, and if they came on, she would be singing away. This is something you could perhaps do to just lift you and
Thank you.
increase your the feeling of love and joy of life. That's a message really today
Thank
for
you.
her. And yeah, your dear grand.
They had many, many parties.
Mm.
And I was only thinking this morning
Oh, well, that's
whether my
lovely.
cousin would have a get together for all of us because
Excellent. Yeah, she'd love that.
originally-
She'd come.
Yes.
She'd
Oh,
come.
definitely.
Definitely, she'd come and
Yeah.
party with you. This lady would do it 24 hours a day.
Yes.
She
Yeah.
doesn't get tired now.
No,
So
no,
she'll
that's right.
come.
No, it's lovely to hear from
I
her.
know you obviously you've got Dad in the spirit world as well.
Yes.
And I feel he comes with another lady, which I do feel must be your mother, much quieter lady,
Yes.
your mother, than your grandmother. And your dad is very much stepping back and letting grandma talk, so he was brought up very well, had good manners. And he would always let the ladies take centre stage first before he spoke. That's what he seems to be doing.
Thank you.
So we'll have to move on to somebody else, but thank you very much. And it's
Thank
lovely
you.
to meet your family, and we'll see who else comes. Let's see where we go. It's quite a common name I'm hearing. I'm not sure if it's with you, but I heard somebody called Peter. So I think it is Peter. Yes. Okay. You understand, Peter. And he has his step. I think it is his Peter that comes. And but he again isn't that old. He doesn't appear to be that old when he passed.
No,
You understand that?
no,
He is older.
yeah.
Old's a strange age, isn't it? Just hang on there with Peter. The young man that he looks to me late 40s, early.
That would be, it's not Peter. Peter's my dad.
Okay, don't tell me too much. So you'd understand the name Peter, and you understand this man
I
here.
understand
Yeah.
a younger person.
Right.
It's not Peter.
No, that's all right. I wasn't sure it was, but I heard Peter and I saw the young man step in. So we're with the right person, you see. So we're definitely with you.
Okay.
You've already told me Peter's your dad, unfortunately, but
Sorry.
so Peter sends his love, but it's the younger gentleman
Yeah.
around that age. He looks to me around 40-ish, maybe a bit younger, but
No, he's older, but
looks younger. Yeah, I don't know. That's how he looks. I'm not hearing the age, so let's just sit with him. But you understand he wasn't old when he passed.
no.
No. Okay. And also, this was due to health that
Yeah.
he passed. He's saying it wasn't an accident.
No.
And he also, I feel he also liked to have a cigarette,
Yeah,
because I'm getting really chesty and I don't like smoke and I can smell the smoke. And he
Yeah.
used to smoke a lot, didn't he?
I'm not going to go into any details about him.
But yeah, so I'm getting very chesty here, and it's like, oh, it's not doing me any good, let alone him. So I do get the feeling that had some influence on his health and well-being. And I don't feel he looked after himself particularly well, this chap. He lived, for the day, didn't he? And he didn't really. I don't feel he was big on diet and nutrition. Let's put it that way. You'd understand, but. He comes very friendly. He comes as a friend more than family. Yes, he's a friend. And but as his friendship built, it was more like a family in them, because he said I kept going round. I even knew sometimes they didn't want me round, but I still came round to see him. That's true, isn't it? So he was like somebody that would come and be part of the family as well. So you understand that. But also he wasn't somebody. The character I feel with him, he wasn't particularly somebody who was particularly easy to understand. He was quite a complex character.
Okay.
Did you understand with him? Because he, I'm trying to blend with him more, understand him more, and it's like, well, yeah, people sometimes misunderstood me, because of his manner, and they misunderstood. But I feel he had a good heart there. He generally was trying to help people. So he comes because he can. I know he's come today so he can say hello. But also, he was talking about the difficulties with family. He had some upsets with his family. He had a sister, is that right?
No, I'm thinking of someone else. I'm not sure.
You don't know if he had a sister?
No.
Okay. You don't understand about the smoking and his chest.
Yeah, I was thinking of somebody else, so I'm not sure.
And let's just, I felt he had a sister, or there was because talking about a woman, he had difficulties with, before he passed, there was arguments and upsets. You understand about that? Maybe it wasn't a sister, but he's talking about this woman he had upsets with.
No, I'm not sure you're with me. No.
I think I'm with you, but I'm just getting the information perhaps slightly wrong, because you understand about his health and his age. You understand that his character. You understand that he used to come round and not uninvited, but sometimes come round, or you'd meet when you didn't expect him to turn up. Do you understand that? Yeah? Not sure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And so let's just carry on with this, and we'll see if we can tidy this up for you. I know Peter called, and that was the other gentleman that come in. That was your father.
Yeah.
And let's just move to this gentleman, and I'll see if I can round up and clarify the other one for you. Let's see how he comes in now. The first thing he's done is done that with some braces. So I don't know if he was younger, he used to wear braces.
Yes.
And he came in like that.
Yes.
With the old braces.
Okay.
And I think he used to lark around sometimes with them, with his braces.
Okay.
And that was a thing that he was sort of a connection with him. And he's showing me, I wouldn't say he was a wheeler dealer, but I felt he could turn his hand to anything, this gentleman, because he's just showing me lots of different things he could do work-wise to bring the cash in.
Yeah.
And he would surprise your mum how he could go out and get some money.
He's a clever man.
And he could go and get money. It's like if you gave him a few bits and bobs, he could turn that into earning a profit. He just shows me how he was very clever at doing that sort of thing. And your mum used to get quite surprised how suddenly money would come in when you thought you were getting a bit low on cash. Somehow he was like the genie and could produce money when you least expected it. And I think he quite liked that. He quite liked the William Dillon. He's symbolically on the phone talking to lots of people. So I know he had a lot of contacts. He was quite well known. Did you understand that?
No.
Because I get the feeling with him, he had lots of ways of connecting with people and contacting with people.
No, I'm not getting that.
And let me just see what else.
Don't know if yours.
Well, because he's just gone on the phone, you see, and I saw all these people that he was communicating with. So if I'd misunderstood that, then would you understand that family has spread wide and far, and that they spread where they would need to be? His family is spread out because he just saw all these people that he could communicate with, you see, on the phone, and he just showed me how far away they were. And you could somehow connect with them. Do you understand?
No,
I'm getting that all wrong.
no, I'm
Let's just go
sorry.
back to him. Now, if you were young, you may not know this, but let's just say he's still showing me lots of people that he knew when he
Right.
was younger and he used to work with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that I
lots of
understand.
people. You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
He's saying, no, I've got it right, not you. He said,
Okay.
not me, Dad. And
Right.
he said, I had lots of people there that
Yeah.
I could talk with, and it was through them that I got work, and I
Yeah,
knew a lot
I
of people.
understand.
You understand that?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what he's saying, and that's
Yeah.
the phone that he could just, in other words, he could go and talk with one of them, and they could direct him somewhere, and that's how he managed to do it,
Yeah.
through being known. And he was known as very honest and very straight, your dad, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Very straight talking man, short sentences. You know, but you have to get him talking before you could get a decent conversation out of him, because he was very matter of fact, really. He didn't want to waste energy, did he?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how Dad was. And he just seems a really solid character to me. I'm asking him what he enjoyed, but I know he was very comfortable just being him. Sounds odd, doesn't it? Just being him. I don't feel he was a great philosopher, or he's quite happy just moseying along, as long as he could keep the family going, keep the family structure going, and he was quite happy. And he was talking about one of the sadnesses was to do with his mum getting ill. Was it to his mum getting ill? Because he's just showing his mum.
He lost her when he was really young.
Right. You understand that? Because he's saying that really upset him, and that's
Yeah,
why
big
family.
time.
That's why family was so important, to keep family together. He had a good sense of humour. I know he used to have a laugh with you, and he would come out and he used to love having a bit of a laugh and giggle with you to get you going when you was younger. Just to be playful with you. I felt he's shown me a good relationship with you. And what else can we say about your dear dad? I'll just see what he would like to say. Yeah, he keeps bringing me back to his mum. He said she passed when he was younger, but I also got the feeling with that was something he found very hard to comprehend, death.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get his head around it,
No, never did.
And I think he was very much, when you're dead, you're dead. And he didn't like talking about death. He didn't like even contemplating it. And I feel that you'd floated some ideas, or you had a different view. Obviously you're here, but you had a different view on that. But he would never want to talk about that.
No.
Yeah? And he's saying that that his mum passing really did affect him. And so it was a real surprise when he ended up in the spirit world, and to realise that there was an afterlife. So he's a very contrasting man now, because he's shown me how he didn't believe in anything, and now it's like, wow, yeah, you were right. So he's coming back to say, you were right. You did have conversations about this, didn't you?
No.
Because I get the feeling that you had a very different view, and he wouldn't talk about death at all.
No.
And it's like, you were right. So let's see what else. And he's also showing, don't normally go to funerals, but he's also showing a wooden coffin, funeral, solid wooden coffin. And is this somebody put a message on the coffin? Somebody during his funeral. And in this note that's been put on this coffin, which is his coffin at his funeral, and it might be symbolic, he's showing me, he was surprised how many names were on the note, you see. So I feel with that, he's saying how many good wishes, how much attention was in his funeral. There was a lot more people there, yes?
Yeah, they would have thought, yeah.
And that really surprised him, because he didn't know he had that effect, you see, and that many people liked him, because he just liked being him, you see. And that's why he symbolically showed me that message on his coffin, because it had all these names on it. It's like, wow, I never realised they were they were there going to be there. So that really shocked him actually, and he could feel the love of them and how much they cared for him, and it really gave him a tear. I'm here getting upset in his funeral when he's watching it. He was really touched by it because he was so shocked because he really didn't give people credit for loving him, you know. I mean, obviously he knew you loved him, but he didn't realize all these other people had that love for him as well. So he's just showing that was a real delight for him. You know, we think of funerals being sad places, but for him it's a lovely experience because he got to see the love of other people. And he's talking about grandchildren now. You've got a young one. He's saying he's been around and he's shown me like he did 2 and then 4, so there must be others in the family, but there's 2 smaller children that he's talking about.
They're not really small anymore.
No, but that's what he shows me as 2 grandchildren. One being a boy that's no, because I'm seeing a very, if it's not a boy, it's a very boyish girl. If that makes sense, tomboy. Huh?
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because it felt like a boy, one of them, that was quite strong-willed. Did you understand that?
I've got 2 sons, but they're.
Oh, okay. So there is a boy, yeah.
And I've got 2 girls, grandchildren.
Okay. So they'll be his grandchildren.
There
Your
would
2
be
boys.
Yeah, the boys would be the grandchildren. Yeah. But they're
So
big
talking
now.
about grandchildren, one being a boy that's very strong-willed, very determined, and real go-getter. Yeah, that's your son, yes? His grandson. That's what he's talking about. And he's saying that this young man is a bit like him. He can go. He's going to do good in business. He's like he ain't going to stop. He's just like he's Chip over the old. He's taking credit.
Like
True, isn't it?
Yeah, he is
It's
like
Chip-
him.
Just like your granddad, and
he is
he's
like
like
him.
behind him. He's like a steam train behind him, pushing this lad forward because this lad's going to be successful. He's saying, because I'm determined for him to be successful.
Now he already is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
And he's behind him all the way. And I know it sounds mad, but he's literally whispering in his ear ideas. So he'd get these ideas, and your granddad's like, his granddad is whispering his ideas to him, saying, look, we can make some money this way. And suddenly he'll come up with a whole new idea, which makes money, isn't it? And your dad's so excited about this. He's like, oh, this is great, because I know about this and I can help him because it's in him as well, that experience. And he's saying, I can help him, not to interfere with his life, but to really get the most out of his life. And he said he's a really generous boy as well. He's going to be really generous with that money. And that's why I want to help him, because he's going to help. He's shown me now this map. As he gets more successful, he's going to give so much kindness and generosity to all these people. He's going to touch the earth greatly. And he may not realize it until he comes over this side, he's saying, but this is why we're helping him, because he's got a good heart. He's got that golden light coming out of him already. So he's not going to be one of these people with lots of money that doesn't want to share it. He's going to make good with that money, and that we're so excited for him. He's not ignoring your other son, but he's just showing me that's something he's good at and he can help. And when your son realizes your grandfather's helping him, it empowers this whole environment even more, you see. So perhaps you could pass that on. But he's saying they're very contrasting. Your other son's very, very different. He's not business-minded at all. But he's saying that that's okay because he's very gentle soul. And he just needs his confidence lifted. And that's why they've been put together, he said, because one's very confident, one's not, and the confident one's going to help lift this other one. Confidence is not quite the word. He's not quite found his way yet, and he needs a bit of help. Does that make sense?
No.
With sensitivity and...
he's sensitive. He's sensitive.
He's showing me the contrast. And so he's not ignoring him, but he was just talking about the other one. Brings his love and asked him to stay with you for the rest of this service.
Thank you.
Got maybe a bit more time for time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Adrian, for a very in-depth demonstration. And here are some notices before we close today's service. Our guest medium for the Divine Service on October the 12th in Stratford-upon-Avon at our Spirit Seeker weekend is Mary Ward. There is no service at Wimbledon on October the 12th, and we resume Sunday services here on October the 19th. Please note our healing clinics are every Tuesday from 7 until 8:15 p.m. and Thursday 10 until 12 noon at Wimbledon. Both healing clinics are for members of the community and animals, and you will be greeted by our healer practitioners in a safe, friendly and welcoming atmosphere, and donations apply. Our Wimbledon Spiritualist Church Friendship Club is every Wednesday from 11:30 a.m. until 2 p.m, which offers a wealth of new topics, practitioner-led discussions, workshops and guest mediums on the first Wednesday of every month. So become a regular friend and enjoy the benefits of our expanding membership. And there is no subscription fee. Wimbledon Spiritualist Church Friendship Club is every Wednesday, 11:30 until 2, which I've just told you about, so I'm sorry to repeat myself. This coming Wednesday, October the 8th, please join us for lively conversation and lots more in our new for 2025 Friendship Club. Meet, relax and enjoy. The admission to Friendship Club is £4, which includes refreshments, and the host this week is Mary Dixie. Earlier in March, we launched our special afternoon platform presentations from 1 until 2 p.m, which will be held on the first Wednesday of each month until later this year. Our guest medium on November the 5th is Jeff Hewitt. New events for autumn 2025. Dawn Collinson's Open Circle for Developing Mediums is a great opportunity to deepen your connection with spirit in a supportive and welcoming environment. Dawn holds her circle on the second and fourth Thursday of every month at 7 p.m. The next meeting is on Thursday, October the 9th, this coming Thursday. The cost is £7 per person, and you can pay on the night. There's no need to register or pay in advance. Please let us know if you are interested in attending. This will be Dawn's last open circle for 2025, and her sessions will resume in March next year. Forthcoming demonstrations. There is a demonstration of mediumship with Ivan Lee at Hackbridge Spiritualist Church on October the 17th at 7:30 p.m. The admission is £5, and the advance booking link is on our Wimbledon Spiritualist Church Facebook page and website, or you can pay on the door. There is a demonstration of mediumship with Ivan Lee and Ashley Robinson at Wimbledon on October the 19th at 7 p.m. The admission is £6.50, and again, an advance booking link is available, or you can pay on the night. Wimbledon Spiritualist Church's last special Wednesday event of the year is entitled Photographic Curiosities, Amazing Magical Egypt. Join us for an extraordinary evening with Brother George, the angel photographer and fairy whisperer, as he shares inspiring spiritual photographs from Luxor and beyond. Expect images of angels, guardians, and the divine, revealing both the seen and unseen worlds, plus a special feature of guardians captured right here in the borough of Merton. So this is at Wimbledon Spiritualist Church on October the 15th at 7 p.m. Again, an advance booking link is available on our Facebook pages and websites. A further note for your diary, the final open platform in 2025 with myself, Phil Shaw, is on Thursday, October the 23rd at 7 p.m. This is an opportunity for intermediate, advanced and working mediums to practice and polish their evidential mediumship, inspirational speaking and psychic art in a welcoming and nurturing environment. Full details will be posted very shortly on our Facebook pages, and if you have any inquiries about Open Platform, please contact myself on my Facebook page at Phil Shaw Spiritualist Medium, or my email philesoteric@gmail.com. That concludes the notices for today, and my final reading is a poem by Emily Bronte entitled No Coward Soul is Mine. No coward soul is mine, no trembler in the world's storm-troubled sphere. I see heaven's glories shine, and faith shines equal, arming me from fear. O God, within my breast, almighty ever-present deity, life that in me has rest, as I, undying life, have power in thee. Vain are the thousand creeds that move men's hearts, unutterably vain, worthless as withered weeds or idlest froth amid the boundless main. To waken doubt in one holding so fast by thy infinity, so surely anchored on the steadfast rock of immortality, with wide embracing love, thy spirit animates eternal years, pervades and broods above, changes, sustains, dissolves, creates and rears. Though earth and moon were gone, and suns and universes ceased to be, and thou wert left alone, every existence would exist in thee. There is not room for death, nor atom that his might could render void, since thou art being and breath, and what thou art may never be destroyed. Adrian will now close our service in prayer. Thank you, Adrian.
Thank you for all your time and patience. I hope you enjoyed the service. Please join me in the closing prayer. Dear Great Spirit, great divinity within us and around us, we ask that a great blessing be bestowed upon all those here today. May they be well. May they be happy and contented. May they be free of all suffering. And may they awaken to their true spiritual nature. We ask that they may be protected and guided, that the ministry of angels may oversee them and help them on their way, help them to have the happiest and most joyful life here, and that they may assist all those that they meet and greet with friendliness and kindness. May the light in this room radiate throughout this world and throughout all dimensions, helping to bring perfect peace to the universe. And let not our will truly be one, but only as the God's which is within us and around us. Let us begin to flow in our life with guidance of the most precious divine nature within us, and that give us time to listen to that guidance. Amen.
Thank you, Adrian, for a lovely service, and thank you everybody for attending in person and online, and we wish you a very peaceful week ahead. God bless. Thank you. Thanks for sharing for me. Thank you. Pleasure.